Science. Some plastic. Websy builds. Websy builds. Websy builds. Some plastic. Websy builds. Some plastic. Science. Some plastic.
Hey everybody, welcome to WebC Builds Live, and I'm WebC, and tonight we're going to be working on some water slide work. I got my Core Gundam Gusan Rebake Custom, and then we got a bunch of these water slides, as you can see on the page here, and we're going to be working on that tonight. I'm going to see, I don't know, maybe we'll have a company tonight, maybe we won't, maybe we'll have a guest on. I'll see. But anyways, you guys have yourselves a great night. Come hang out with us. Check things out. We'll also be looking at other things too. Like put my foot up a kid's butt. You can get grounded too. Alright, so we'll look at, I also have the scene base that I've been customizing. We'll take a look at that today. And then, after we take a good peek gander at that, like I said, I'll see if bits, maybe bit, I don't know. Let me double check. Mike Watson. Let's think. Where is it? All right, so how is it going, everybody? We are doing good here. I got the chat box open for anybody who wants to come in and start chatting with us right away. Come on in, chat with us, hang out, and I'm here. I'll answer any questions I can answer. Just hanging out, looking for some fun, having some fun, doing some things that are fun. All right, so I got some slides already kind of like ready to go. Just these little itty bitty guys right here. You see how that little guy? So we're just gonna submerge them and let them sit on the side. See what Mike says. Ow! Kind of didn't do a whole lot of planning today. I just knew that I was going to be working on this stuff today. So yeah. And yeah, other than that, though, we'll just sit here and wait for this stuff to soak up some liquid. Give it one more dip. Pull it back. I was having some issues yesterday, so I just like had to stop and just put it down and not mess with it for a minute. Like take a deep breath, walk away. All right, so I'll get that. Get that sent out. I gotta send this over real quick. I'll be right back, guys. The dog is out. The dog is out. Whoop, whoop, the dog is out. Paste. Padow. Buddha. All right. Cool. So I'm just chilling here. So yeah. Yeah. Get going. All right. Let's check these slides. It takes a while for them to release. But once they do, they release like magic. They look amazing. Everybody loves it. Guess we'll put maybe we'll put it right there. Can't see it very well, but it is what it is. You put it there. I got one for the other side. Do the next leg. And then while we're waiting on that, we'll go and pick another water slide to build. Like I'm in between the ankle and the knee and stuff. So I want to fill up things in those lucha areas or optional areas. Optionables. So let's see. Caution. Keep away. Caution. Warning. So that's what we're just looking at. Like, it's got different symbols and stuff. Definitely gonna pick some of these for some of the stuff like that. Pokey pokies and sharp stokies. We have 828. Have no fear. We are here. These are the doubles. I want to so bad, but I'm not doing red. They put a crostini on my wing. Yeah, have a talk. Crostini, you want easy. Can I have a talk? Biscuit. Hey, hey, hey.
Hang on, I'm trying.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. How's it going, buddy?
Uh, Black Friday was stressful.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You work in retail, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. It wasn't that bad up here by where I live, but I can imagine some places still got a little out of hand.
Yeah, well, when I got there, I was hoping that that most of the Black Friday crowd had died down. Didn't really die down till about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Ooh, so that kept you busy all day then, huh?
Yeah, I went into work at 1 o'clock 1 o'clock this afternoon, and I was supposed to work till 9, but the managers let me clock out early about 8:15.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Get out of there early at least.
Part of it was also because someone else was helping. Part of it was that somebody else was helping me clear the lot, and I I was I was expecting that I was going to be done clearing the lot between 8:15 and 8:30, but like I said, a coworker, my supervisor said that a department supervisor stepped in and helped out. I mean, I like I said, I'm grateful for any help I can get, but not if it means not if it means I get somebody getting upset with me.
That's bogus.
So,
I don't think people should be getting upset if you need help. I mean, it's one of those days where it's just a shit day, man. People don't need to be able to.
I
Oh,
I
so,
but I see you got something that you're building. What you building?
well, I'm working on that. The Gisan Rebake Core Gundam.
Ah, okay.
So these are the legs for it, and we're just putting water slides on everything. Here's the head.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the head. I got water slides on the head already.
Well, that's
So
good.
and then yeah. So I'm just kind of going around wherever I feel like I want to put some slides and stuff. I'm just no rhyme or reason really when I do these weird kit bash type things. So yeah.
Yeah, I probably need to rethink how I'm doing my kit bat my strike gun Volva kit
Oh
back
yeah.
because I think I probably need to get like a replacement part for the one that I filed with a nail file instead of just trying to gently trim it off with. I probably could have used a nail clipper or something.
Uh, Nail clipper sounds like it would have been an easy way to go.
Well, I mean the piece still fits into the sockets for the original gun Volva, so that's something at least. But I don't know, I'm probably gonna take a look and see if some HG uh HD seed kits can help me, that if I can use something like that with a joint I can use from an older HG kit that'll fit
Yeah.
into that'll fit into the upper thigh section for the gun Volva and use it to attached with a strike dagger.
All right.
But the problem I've also got is the that there's a I've got to I think I have to put something in like a I want to say like a polycap or something just to make sure that piece stays in, because I tried modifying modding a polycap and it didn't work.
Oh, what was preventing it, or what prevented the success? Was it just
Uh,
that?
there's a piece. I mean, there's a section of gun vulva, the gun vulva's leg that require. Let me see if I can bring it up. And yeah, I go through DeLong through the Korean site delong.net for all the building instructions.
Okay.
The Gunvolva. I know it should be here since all the Witch from Mercury kits are put under the HG instead of having their own thing. Let's see. But one of my other building projects I am going to create another Gundam head unit.
Oh, okay.
I know there aren't any Gundam head units that were made from Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt.
No, I don't believe they were.
But yeah, there. I can't find it. Can't find it. I probably need to get the leg piece.
Yeah.
But
And
there's like I want to say there's like little slots when you have the upper thigh section. Well, there's like a section where it looks like there's a slot, and that's where I have that's where I've been having the trouble.
so here's my other project that I've been working on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
So it's been lots of details. And then I got my metal frame Barbatos that I'm working on as well. He's sitting in there too. So
Cool.
that's what Gundam that is. It's master grade. And then it's got the frames kit that I bought only came with about 45% full frame. So it's pretty interesting. It still uses a large portion of the original plastic frame. So, what is it in there?
But yeah, I actually got Slaggers. I got the P Bandai Slaggers gem from the what was it? What's that movie? The Mobile Suit Gundam something Island.
Oh, Coruscant's Island.
Yeah,
Okay.
that, and I asked one of my buddies. I was like, should I use head from Gundam or should I use Gundam Mark II head? And of course, he was like, you should use the Gundam Mark II head. And of course, it's all still with my fan fiction series that I'm trying to do.
Right. I'm trying to see. Can I counter it so we can see better? There we go. A little bit. Counter light. So. It's just a very involved build. So there's a lot going on in this build. But the last time you saw this build, Mike, I think it was still in its original colors and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, this kit's really awesome. I'll show you the backpack real quick. Here's the backpack and how I colored the backpack and everything.
Yeah, that definitely looks nice.
So that goes on, and then here's the arm,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's that custom carved part that I put in, and then just some overall, like, I really like how the colors turned out and everything. The separation looks good on the colors, so I was really happy with that. I went with more of the the natural separation that the kit comes in, and then some of it I like had added lines and carved lines and stuff like scribe lines. I
Mm-hmm.
added more to the build, so you can so it added more color separation to the build because there wasn't really a whole lot of color separation on the build itself naturally. So that's a lot of what I had to do myself with the color separation is added on my own. So there was a lot of taping and cutting and stuff for paint when I was in the paint booth. And then half of it was just like I just decided to do the copper hand brush. And I don't really hand brush a lot. So the copper, I was like, well, I bet I could get the copper to look good hand brushed. And it does. It looks really nice hand brushed. Like so that's copper, copper, copper right there. So it's got a nice shine to it and stuff in the light as well. So that's what's cool about that. Um, so the kit build it's a core Gundam that can transform into a Gisan remake. So that's kind of the whole kit and caboodle. Nothing special besides that. I didn't really transfer over weapons or anything from the Gisan, or I didn't paint them, but there was like a shovel shield weapon type
Mm-hmm.
of thing, and I wasn't impressed with it. So I was just like, we'll just make this dude like a four-armed General Grievous type of fighter, give him a couple big shoulder cannons, which he has. He has these nice big shoulder dragoons that I gave custom mounts to, and they can swivel. So
Have you,
those go on there.
have you thought about maybe doing like a core Gundam Astray unit?
Not yet, and part of the reason why I haven't done much work with an Astray for a crossover is because that's kind of a bare bones type of kit. You know what I mean? There isn't much.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's more of a frame type of kit, so it's not a. It doesn't have much armor, unlike this Rebake Full City was loaded with armor options and stuff that you could add to the kit, or that added to the kit that made it just so much more fun to customize and stuff. And like for me, like I said, right now I'm just adding stickers wherever it feels natural. That's kind of what I'm doing. Like for compared to like some of the other kits that I've built and stuff, like making sure like I'm putting stickers where other kits I've built have stickers, but making sure that the feel is natural when I'm putting those stickers on, type of a deal. I don't know if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah, it does.
So, and that's kind of how I go with the stickers for this. So, and then I do, make sure you're doing all your stuff all at the same time. Go do your left side, your right side, and then decide if you're gonna make it also on the inner parts of the kit too. A lot of people will skip the inside of the thigh and the inside of the calf and everything, and not put any stickers in there at all. But I feel like some people should. Like on master grades, they tell you it's optional actually. But I feel like you should just get in there and get that. Do that. So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
I still have yet to do the try master grade yet.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it myself either, so uh or the only master grade I have from the build series is the Exia Dark Matter.
Uh,
And I finished that. I finished that build. That was a really fun build. I just did a snap build and then top coat, water slide, gloss coat. Like I didn't do anything super magical to it. I was just like, this is a really rare kit, and I just want to, appreciate for what it is. And so that was it. I won that kit in a build off. It was pretty fun. That I built um it was a Leo, a grunt. It was a grunt kit build off or whatever. Anyways, I did a Leo and I made the Leo like a commander from upgraded from a grunt, and it turned out pretty good.
Well,
But yeah, the outcome was I won that Exia Dark Matter, and it was a really fun build. Um, it the Exia Dark Matter is a spikier Seven Swords. The way when I built it, that's what it felt like I was building. It felt like I was building a Seven Swords, and actually, Dark Matter does have all seven of the swords. So I mean, it kind of feels that way when you're building it and stuff. And it was a really fun build. Everything, oh man, it was just so cool. I was finding, neat little things about the build that were really fun. Uh, it's way over there. I don't want to get up and go get it at the moment, but it was definitely good. And yeah, so slow rolling.
yeah.
Uh,
Have you seen that there's a Gundam based mobile tour going on? It's going on through the U.S. right now.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's coming up into the Midwest at all. I know they're over in like California somewhere or something like that. They're
Yeah,
over by the West Coast right now, and then their next stop is Louisiana.
yeah. The last stop is in New Orleans. Yeah, the last stop's going to be in New Orleans.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, the current dates are showing that it's going to be in San Diego tomorrow and Sunday, and then they'll head to Los Angeles the first, second, and third of December. Then they go to Tucson, and that's about it. But yeah, the last stop of the tour is going to be in New Orleans.
Okay. Yeah, I'm nowhere near there, so that kind of I always hated that the last couple times they did that too. It was almost like they picked the same locations again. I'm not thrilled about that. There's a lot more of America to go to than just,
Yeah,
San Diego and New Orleans and St. Louis. Last time they also went to Chicago and New York, if I'm correct. But still, those aren't. I don't want to go to Chicago.
I wouldn't either. Not even
Yeah.
to New.
Yep. So not that
Yeah.
not that I hate Chicago. I just
Oh no, same here. It's just it's just the problems that are going on right now.
yep. Just be easier to not travel right now. Safety first.
Hmm.
Yep. I agree, Mike. I agree. Ah, that's gonna bother me. But all right. So I'm gonna take a break from that side. So that's kind of what it's going on. Like, we are at a commercial point. We gotta throw up a commercial real quick and talk about it. Well, I'm just gonna throw up this caption real quick here. Uh, 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 I don't have like a Clarksville overlay yet. I gotta get one like that's just like a random one because that one's if I use that one it would be wrong. All right, we'll use this as an overlay. Hey, check this out. ClarksvilleHobbyDepot.com. Head on over there to check out the cool deals and stuff that Scott's got going on right now for Cyber Monday and all that stuff from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. Head on over to Clarksville Hobby Depot. Use this code G_Syndicate10 and that'll help you get an extra 10% off on your sale. And let's our sponsor at Clarksville Hobby Depot know that we sent you from WebC Official and WebC Builds. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time at Clarksville Hobby Depot. Yeah. yeah, so that's kind of that. Just a quick shout out to our sponsors here. They're great guys over there. I've been talking with Scott, or I talked to Scott a couple weeks ago, and yeah, he's just told me to keep doing the things that we're doing here at Websy Official, and I was like real happy to hear that. So he's a great guy.
Have you spoken with Have you spoken with Odin with Odin's mecha parts yet?
No, I haven't spoken with them, but I'm no longer as big of a representative in the Gundam community as I was a few weeks ago. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but I stepped down as an administrator from Kit Bash Gundam and everything. I'm
Yeah,
no longer.
I did see
I'm
that.
no, yeah, I'm no longer partnered with Kerry. I wish him the best of luck in whatever adventures he goes on, but as far as being partnered with him, yeah, I'm just not, and that's just the way things work. We gotta make decisions that make everybody happy, and so it was just easier for me to part ways with him than try and struggle to make everybody happy, type of a deal. And yeah. And I stayed at Kit Bash Gundam as like a member of the team and stuff, but I wanted everybody to know, like, hey, don't come to me with problems anymore because I'm not in charge anymore. Like I'm just here just like you guys now. I'm just hanging out and having a good time. And I haven't heard from Carrie since since this all happened, and I don't expect to hear from him. If I do hear from him, I will, but I don't. I don't expect to hear from him. So just so you know what's going on, if you had any questions. But the only thing that really changed, on my end is the Friday night show. It's no longer, I don't use his intellectual property anymore. So it's just Websy Builds Live now instead of it being what it was. And that's okay. It's definitely okay. It was the name of the show before I had partnered with Carrie in the first place, so it's fine for me to switch back to the show's original name.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And yeah, and I'm not doing anything different. As you can see, I'm still working on the same kit I was working on 3 months ago. So nothing new is happening over here. I'm just continuing on with my story and doing it the way I got to do it. And so
that's one of the things about Kit Bash is that's one of the things that drew me to doing Kit Bash. To be able to build the Kit Bash and be able to tell a story from it. That's the for me that's always the fun part, being able to tell that story.
oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I still do my fan fiction writing when I have
Yeah.
when I have the opportunity to do it. I can still tell ish story, but I think a lot of times I try to let the Kit Bashes themselves to be the ones that show the story I want. I mean, you could even see that with like my Guardian Strike Gundam that I did.
Guardian Strike Gundam. Speaking of which, do you want to hear the story that I wrote? It's not Gundam related, but I'll give you like the opening synapse of it. I have it right now on my phone that I can. Oh, I gotta pull up the file. Hold on. Storage. Okay. Is it gonna open? It opened. Sweet. Yeah, so I can definitely read this to you if you're interested. Are you?
Sure.
Yeah, and everybody else can listen along. This is a story I'm working on. It's the opening synapse. I'll read you first 5-10 minutes or so. We'll see how far we get. All right. It's early summer and the sun is perched on a slow decline through the sky. The weather hot and cloudy as sweat beads down the skin of Kale. A warrior of the Temple of Time, slightly elvish in appearance, with long gray and white hair, toned muscles, and dark peach complexion, and a long, slender tail that is prehensile. Perched atop the cliffs of a far-off desert, he meditates to focus his ki. The air crackles with electricity, and the wind picks up to a pulsing beat of waves. Ah, screams the warrior, his thoughts. You can do it. Just push yourself a little further. The pulsing waves increase as the ground begins to tremble. A glow begins to emanate from Kale. The ground starts to crack. He begins to clear his thoughts as the earth shakes under his feet. He whips his tail and pushes outwards with the pulsing waves, urging the energy from within to concentrate and flow outward. Suddenly, the ground shifts. The energy once inside, now covering Kale in a thin film-like armor of energy. Alas, the earth gives way. Ah! As Kale loses his focus and falls with the cliff. He jumps with the help of his tail just in time to grab the edge of an opening. With water spraying him from exposed aqua tunnels in the rock, he starts to lift himself up. Once he gains his footing, he looks around. Where did this doorway come from, he thinks. With a few steps in front of him, he cautiously approaches the entrance. I feel compelled to go inside. He thinks to himself. He stops at the entrance, water still dripping from his body. He puts his hand on the doorframe and closes his eyes to try and sense what lies beyond. I can feel an intense energy. It calls to me as he walks through the doorway. He becomes enveloped in a blinding light. The light emanates from the altar into the far side of the circled room. The walls are lined with polished granite, not of this planet. The door is lined with ornate gold, the floor a giant clock, and at the 6 o'clock mark stood a stone altar with a strange glowing crystal smashed into the stone altar. The pulsing of it flashes, matched with the energy flowing from the room. Cal approaches the altar, compelled to touch the stone. As he reaches out, the beating of the energy fades into a solid pulse that blasts the room with light and energy. Cal makes contact with the glowing crystal. In an instant, the energy pulse stops and the light mellows to a blue glow. Slowly, the crystal starts to vibrate. It begins to envelop his hands and arms in a liquid that shines with the glow of the crystal. The liquid continues its journey up his arms to his chest. As the liquid moves, it dries into crystals that begin to grow like a casing around his body. As this takes place, Kale hears a voice in his head. Don't fight it, Kale. Just be calm. Relax. It's almost over. The crystal, now covering his whole body, shatters violently to reveal Kale, now wearing the armor of time. Whoa! Exclaims Kale. The room he was once standing in had changed. With the size of 10 times its original, the clock on the floor remained unchanged. Kale took notice that each of the 12 doorways that now existed in the room had a corresponding clock with its own number of time at each doorway. In the center of the room was a larger version of the crystal Kale touched, floating with its ominous glow, the energy flowing from it like a warm blanket, wrapping Kale in calm, kind thoughts. Next to the crystal stood a tall, slender woman in armor. Kale noticed the crystals on the armor were the same shape as the large crystal in the center of the room. He approached the female warrior and greeted her. My name is Kale. I am confused on why I am here. Slowly, she touched the side of her helmet. It made a click-pop noise, and the face mask lifted forward, and she raised the futuristic helmet from her head. She pointed to the crystal on Kale's helmet. Kale reached up and touched the stone, and the helmet made a click-pop. The face guard released, and his helmet raised off his head. He restated his original greeting, and she smiled with a soft yet spirited voice. Did the elders of your temple not tell you the story of the Time Warriors? Yes, Kale answered. This is the first time temple, isn't it? He asked. Again she smirked. Kale, you've been chosen to lead the next Time Crusade. Stunned at this revelation, Kale stumbles back, not sure what his reaction should be. You've got to be kidding me, he cries to himself. I just wanted to get stronger, not be a leader. His thoughts begin to become questions. He looks down to his armor-clad hands. Why do I have to lead? Why was I chosen? What do you mean, Time Crusade? Kale stares at the female warrior, who has yet to reveal her name. Who are you? Why is your armor so different? He questions himself. Suddenly, he hears the thought. My name is Diamoon. My armor is not different. It just has more experience than yours. Appalled by the sudden intrusion, he shouts, You can hear my thoughts? With words, Diamond responds, "The gifts you have been given are many, and it is my job to show you. You should consider me your new teacher." She moves towards the door, represented with the number 1. "We have lots to cover. We should get started." As Diamond walks, Kale turns to retrieve his helmet, only to see it vanish from sight. Confused again, he looks up just in time to see the tall woman vanish in the door. Bam, and we'll end it there. How about that?
That's actually pretty good.
So that's half of the first chapter, or just about half of the first chapter. What I read to you, and yeah. So the story is called The 12th Kai, or the 12th key, whichever way you'd prefer to pronounce it. Ki Kai, the energy that in Asia that they believe people can build up within themselves, kind of like Dragon Ball Z type of stuff. Anyways, so that's the idea, right? He gets blessed with this armor. He gets given the power of telepathy, like just from touching that stone that he touched and everything. And come to find out, yeah, he's supposed to lead the Time Warriors through a time crusade. There's a whole bunch more that it just gets better and better. It really does. I did a really good job, like trying to describe things and make sure that I included things and stuff like, the disappearing helmet, that's a tease to the power. Like, why did the helmet just disappear? Why did it just vanish? Okay. It's a tease to what his power is like, I was like, his power is not like a permanent thing. So he can't he's kind of like the Green Lantern, how the Green Lantern can construct anything, but it's only for a short period of time type of a thing. That's kind of how his powers work. So I wanted it to kind of have that kind of a thing. And then somebody else was telling me it's kind of like an isekai story. And I was like, yeah, it kind of is, but it's not really. He's not trapped, and he doesn't have to complete a mission to get back to his original time. So that's the only difference of it not really being an isekai story type. But it still fits in that category a little. And so somebody else that I was showing it to had mentioned that. And I was like, oh, I never thought about that. Kind of like Inuyasha, traveling through time, getting trapped and stuff. But so that's my story, guys, and I'm sticking to it. I really like it. I do have 2 full chapters written, and I need to get my butt in gear and start writing a little more. But that's where I'm at with it right now. Here we are at the end of the hour. So I am going to get out of here. I do have another show to do tonight at 10:30, 11 o'clock that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be playing. I'm going to start a brand new game of Mafia. I believe it's Mafia 2 on PS4. So that's what I'm going to be doing on the Late Night Load, you guys. So head on over there. Mike Watson, thank you so much for stopping in and hanging out with us and chit-chatting for the last half of the show. You definitely are always an awesome contributor to the show. So love having you in once every month or so here like this. It's so great. And I look forward to having you back again and soon. So thank you for coming in and hanging out. And for everybody else, this has been a Late Night Load. Don't forget, before we get out of here for the end of the show, don't forget, head on over to our sponsors at ClarksvilleHobbyDepot.com and use the discount code G_Syndicate10 to get 10% off of $25 or more of a purchase. And right now, check out the Black Friday and the Cyber Monday deals going on at ClarksvilleHobbyDepot.com. All right. And that's the end of our show.